More than expected. We back. We here today. We live, baby. We here. Another week. Another day with some game that you ain't know before. You know, more than expected. And we got a very special guest in the building today. Miss Shawana Ward. She's in the building with us today. She's gonna give us some game, teach us something that you didn't know, that I didn't know. You know, tell us a little bit about herself, and you know, just be a good guest for us. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Doing pretty good. It's a nice Saturday evening.
It is.
How's your day been going?
It's been a long day. But it's been good. It's been good. I can't complain.
Okay. Your week? How's that going?
Also long.
Oh.
Also very long. I work in a school.
In the
so
school?
I don't know if y'all heard about the climate of the school right now, but it's not good. So
The climate in the school?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
bad right now. Because there's not enough teachers to service the kids.
I
And
did
then
hear
we still
that.
got some virtual, and it's just tiring, and the kids are burnt out, and it's just like a weird place right now. It really is.
I did hear that. Are you all losing a lot of teachers?
Yeah, left and right.
Left
Left
and
and right. They had been on strike. They gave us a week off in October just to give them a break. Like they let everybody off for a week.
A whole week.
A
Just
whole week.
just because they knew y'all was stressed out.
Because they knew if they didn't, it was going to be a lot more teachers leaving than in the buildings. So, and they still lost. A lot of people did not come back after the break. So,
Is it since COVID?
yeah.
Since
Since COVID. It
Kids
started
came
during
back a little
COVID.
different.
Yeah, but even during COVID, when everything went virtual, it took a lot of people out. People that's been in the school system for 30 plus years retired
Okay.
during this time because it's just it's not a climate to teach in. So, I feel like the structure of school needs to change anyway.
No, I definitely see it coming with the metaverse and all that. I definitely see it coming. We can get into that later though. Tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Why are you so special? Why are we here on the couch today?
I do not like this question. Okay, so, I'm Shawana. I am from Norfolk, Virginia. I've lived in many of places, but I've been here consistently since high school, so like 10th grade. I have a 9-year-old son. I specialize in meditating. I'm a wellness practitioner. I enjoy everything wellness related. So I think it's dope what Corbin is doing with self-care more on Sundays. I think that's just an amazing thing. And I'm excited to see that grow. But other than that, like I like to travel. I like being around good vibes. And I don't know. I'm like an open book for the most part. I feel like I'm very transparent. I blog and stuff like that. So if you're ever like nosy and just want to know like the stuff I be getting into, you should definitely read my blog.
You do like vlogs too, like videos. Or?
I used to. I'm actually about to start again, but it's gonna be more like I have a lot of knowledge, like stuff that just comes out of me, and I feel like I don't do anything with it, and I feel like I'm supposed to share it.
Yeah, you definitely got to.
Yeah.
The greats always got to write it down so it can be remembered in time.
So I got journals on journals on journals,
Yeah.
and I feel like Spirit is like, okay, like you just gonna let the shit sit in there, like it's not have to like say this
you
stuff
have to
out
share
loud.
it though.
Yeah. So. I'm nervous. I can't even just say that on TV. Look, TV.
That's what we here for. This is a TV show. That's what we here for. Is you know to express yourself so others can express themselves as well and see themselves within you. Okay, so you say you very into the meditation. How long have you been into the spiritual healing world?
Since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. Since 2017.
I've
always been like spiritual though, because I was very religious at one point. I would call myself Christian then. So I feel like as far as me like being prophetic is what they call it in Christianity, I feel like I've been like that my whole life. So yeah.
Okay. So you grew up in the church?
Yeah.
Okay, like every Sunday Bible study
Sunday,
and everything.
Bible study, everything.
Okay.
Choir.
In the choir
dance,
too. Could you sing actually?
A little bit.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna sing.
Nah, I ain't gonna ask you to sing today. That ain't why you here today. That's alright. So okay, you grew up in the church, so you always had a little connection to a higher source the whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
But what got you into meditating though?
So when I started figuring out like my path in life and what I was doing and what I loved and seeing like my life physically changing, my insides did not change that. And that was alarming to me. That I still very much so felt like I was just not doing what I was like. Not that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I wasn't fulfilled. Like it was still like I was still lacking like in this area that I just knew was gonna like come alive again. It didn't. So in the midst of me like realizing like, hey, you like jumping from relationship to relationship, like at this point. Like I was leaving my marriage and I had been dating this dude, and then we stopped dating. I started dating this lady, and I just in the midst of dating her, because like I appreciated being with a woman because it made me learn about being a woman. Like my mom wasn't the most nurturing, so I didn't have girl talk and stuff like that. Nobody ever taught me like about. I had to learn about my body and stuff on my own. So being with her really like opened me up like to my femininity. And so when I was during the midst of that, being more vulnerable made me more like go into introspection. You start like thinking about the things you've done and the connections you've been in. And I was like, yo, like I haven't been by myself. Like I couldn't remember like probably since high school. And I was like, what is this? Like I'm feeling like I need to get from other people. Like what's going on at this point? I'm noticing there's a pattern in me. And like one day, I was laying in the bed and I like woke up at like 3, 4 in the morning. And I was like, I think I need to meditate. Like didn't even know like how to do it. So like I YouTubed it. I YouTube like how do you meditate? And I sat in front of like my patio door, and I sat there and I did it. And I remember having like this kind of like an out of body experience. And after that, I didn't even consistently meditate after that. Like I would do it sparingly. So like maybe a week would go by, I'd meditate. Like maybe meditate twice a month, if that. And and then I just like I randomly decided I think I want to go vegan. Like all this stuff just started happening at one time, and then I completely went vegan. I started meditating like once a day, and then like my whole world crumbled. Yeah. Like I had this depression. I like had left the state, moved to Colorado, and was about to start this whole new life, and like everything just completely like got snatched from my feet, and like then I went into like my healing journey. And that's when it was like I didn't have a choice but to like face me, like all the ugly. Once I got out of that depression, meditation was habitual. I multiple times a day. Like I remember dating this one guy. He'd be like, "Yo, I don't be kicking you out after I have to be kicking. Like, why you don't never stay? I have to go meditate. Like, it was like fuck this. I need to go home. Like, he didn't understand the trenches I had just came out of. Like, I can't afford to not be like peaceful. Yeah. So that's that. I ain't gonna blabber on, but that is how I got into meditation. And then from there, like after taking like a chakra healing course and seeing like really a practical thing to help me change my life, not just like trying to go to church and pray some like changing your life. Like these are practical tools to help me do this. And nothing against church, I love church. But yeah, so it was like I have to share this like with my people. Like my people, I know my people don't know nothing about this. And so that's how I started.
Okay, so it basically took for you to have to go through a dramatic change, basically a very low point in your life to just have to find the outsource, and you found, like I said, you found meditation, and it was better than drinking or smoking or finding something like that to be a replacement. You found something that was healthy for you, and you was able to grow with it. So what made you want to just stick with it? You seen the improvements. You said you seen how it improved your life.
Yeah, like how I was able to think more clear, like how I was able to see things to what they were. Even my perspectives on like stuff that I had always been hell bent on in my mind, like my whole perspective on life changed, like literally, like. And then I read the 4 agreements, the 5 agreements, the 5 levels of the 5 levels of attachment. I think the 4 agreements is what I wrote. What I read. If I said that wrong, I apologize. But and then that just continued to like open my mind, and like me and my ex roommate, we used to like get up like 6 o'clock in the morning and meditate in the morning sometimes. And it was just like, yo, like when I do this, I see the fruits of my labor. Like I see me thriving. Like I don't know, the shit was just it was like this is life. Yeah. So after that, I was like, when I figured out that like it was part of my life purpose, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. And that was it. After that, it's like nobody can tell me. Like, I know this is what I'm supposed to be.
So you started practicing it on your own. Did you start any schooling for it as well?
Yeah. So that's when I took the chakra healing course. So my meditations that I do are all chakra based, and so the mantras are based towards like whatever chakra we're healing in. So the workshops that we have, like the one that's coming up tomorrow, is the heart chakra. So the mantras are based about the heart, forgiveness of self and others, being able to receive love and give love, not being attached to anything. When you do that, you're able to thrive. So the affirmations that we chant as we're breathing in and breathing out, are all based towards that. And you can like feel it, like you can feel it while you're in the midst of it. You can feel your body loosening and like you becoming grounded and like still, and it's just like it feels like healing.
No, I definitely understand just from the first standpoint. Okay, so tell us what is a chakra though? Like,
oh God, so we have 7 chakras. Starting from so it's like I don't want to call it the wrong thing, but it's like energy points up and down your spine or whatever. You got your root chakra, you got your sacral chakra, you got your solar plexus, you got your heart chakra, you got your throat chakra, you got your third eye, you got your crown. So and they all have different colors. So each chakra holds like different things we go through in life. So your root chakra is your grounding, your foundation. Your sacral chakra, that's like your sexuality, your creativity. So if you ever like experienced like sexual trauma, you probably have a lot of cloggage up in your sacral chakra. And so that would be a one-on-one session I recommend if you came into my office and said you want to meditate, you feel like you need to heal in certain areas, we work in your sacral chakra. So then you got solar plexus, that's like when you take action. So any doubt, lack of self-confidence, feeling like you don't measure up, or feeling like you repeat cycles, like that's solar plexus stuff. And you actually have a front and a back solar plexus. The course I took taught me that. A lot of people don't know that. Then you got your heart chakra, forgiveness, love, of course, grace, the way you see others, the way you view yourself. On your throat chakra, speaking up for yourself, standing firm in who you are. And then you got your third eye, which is like how you connect with spirit, how you see consciously. And then your crown, that's knowledge, that's wisdom. So.
Okay, so you know that's something. Okay, you just gave us some game though, because I didn't know all that myself. I've heard of chakras. I'm definitely educated on some stuff, but I did not know the definitions behind it though. So that was good to know. All right. So you said you a teacher as well.
Wellness practitioner.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. So you said
you in school. Oh, so no, I'm not a teacher. I'm a site coordinator. I work for a nonprofit within Richmond Public Schools. And we basically like provide resources from the community and bring it to the school because that's where our kids are majority of the time not at home. So even when you want to reach them at home, you have to reach them in school. Yeah. So I deal with a lot of kids that are like in housing is unstable. So making sure like they have clothes while they're at school, food while they're at school, food consistently in their houses like during the holidays. SEL, so like emotional, like things them struggling to. A lot of them have shutdown moments. They can't sit in the classroom all day and learn. They need one-on-one. So providing that, and then also like helping get them motivated to come to school because a lot of them attendance is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the money is in attendance. So
yeah, they haven't been coming to school probably since Corona, right?
Yeah. So just trying to keep their attendance like up or whatever like that. So getting them motivated and putting on different events and stuff for the school. So like site-wide and school-wise, like staff is motivated and stuff too. So it's like bringing the fun in school supposed to help as well.
Okay. So that sounds cool. So what made you want to even work with these type of children? Did you have a childhood like that?
I've always loved kids. I've always worked with kids. Like my first job, I was working at well not my first job, but my job after like everybody say McDonald's your first job. I worked at KFC Taco Bell. But my first like job out of that while I was in college, I worked at the school at the church that I used to go to. And so from there I had my kids, and then I actually almost became a nanny for one of the families. They were military. They wanted me to go to France with them. And I was like, no, you can go to school abroad. I should have did it.
Were they white though?
The lady was black. Her husband was Mexican.
Okay, they wanted you to go to France.
They wanted me to be their nanny because their boys didn't get like attached to many people, and they were just so like I used to babysit for them and stuff all the time. So they had grown this attachment to me. Like I would spend the night over there and everything at their house, like if they were out that late. Yeah. And so they were like, "We're moving, we're getting deployed, and we want you to come, and we'll pay. You don't have to pay for anything."
For real? How old were you?
I was 19.
19.
I wish I would have went.
Fresh out of high school.
Yeah, in college, like a freshman in college. Like,
yeah. How much were they willing to pay you though?
So I wouldn't have had to pay for any expenses, and we hadn't got to, well, I hadn't agreed, so we never got to that. But she was like, we would pay you, you can go to school abroad.
So what was like, the question?
Hell nah, because I wasn't. I've always had like big dreams, but I was still like very much so small mindset. And then at the time, I believe I had a boyfriend too, so it was like, no, I didn't. I could have went And I wonder what my life would have been like.
You would have went to France at 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had never been on a plane. I had never been anywhere at that point in my life.
You was scared.
Yeah.
That fear was holding you back already.
I was like, what if I get out there and there's some crazy shit? Like, I don't know. My brain went everywhere. I was like, something in me wanted to, but I wasn't strong enough on my own. I feel like that. Yeah. I needed to be a little bit more confident in who I was and grounded because I didn't know shit. I didn't know nothing.
You said you was a freshman in college. You went to school locally?
Yeah, I went to ODU.
ODU, okay. Yeah. You graduated from ODU too?
With my bachelor's in psychology.
In psychology, okay. So you like to study the mind?
Yes, I wish I did it actually.
You said you wish you did?
Mine right now. Yes, I'm sick of it.
Well, sometimes it's overwhelming too much. Sometimes.
Absolutely. Especially when you're intuitive too. Okay. So not only do I feel things, but like I've studied like the thought patterns and stuff like that, and just how people react and work with each other in general. So now it's like my brain could go into like psychotherapy quick. And I had to turn it off.
You just analyze everything, just
all the time. Yeah, it's like second nature.
Yeah, everything has a different solution, different problem.
Very ghetto.
Hey. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. All right. So you say you work with a nonprofit. You have a nonprofit as well, though, don't you?
I do.
Okay. What is the name of it?
Attract. So it's extracting, eliminating doubts, and embracing destiny. So me and my co-owner, so President Shana, and I'm the vice president, and then we have Shanika, who is our secretary and community liaison. But we started working with teens in 2017 first we started with vision boarding, and then we started with actually helping them, because a lot of them wanted to get jobs. That was like on their vision board. Yeah. So we started helping them get jobs, and so from there, it took off from there. So we started doing job prep workshops, and then when COVID came, I moved, and then when I came back, we were doing stuff virtually.
Y'all was helping to get jobs like in school, like.
Yeah, so we would have workshops on Saturday and Sunday. You come Saturday, we would do like mock interviews with them, teach them how to dress. They took a test to see like what field they would work best in, and then the second day we would actually sit with them, get the laptops out, and apply to the jobs with them. My friend Shana has.
These are the seniors, or is this from like 16
This is from 14 to 17.
14. Okay,
yeah, 14 and up. So Shana is a resume queen. She does resumes, so she would make them a resume. So so that's how it started. But now we're incorporating wellness with it, because that's also very, very important, especially if you want these kids to be consistent with what they're learning. Yeah. They have to understand the spiritual side, and if you don't even want to get as deep as spiritual, just the wellness side of like making sure your mind is clear, that you have clear thought patterns, that you're not operating out of like trauma or offense, stuff like that, that you're able to be consistent in the stuff that you're learning, so you can really thrive, so that you're not out here like following your ass once and again, like you do good for a while and you repeating these cycles. Like, you gotta get the mind right. So we're incorporating wellness as we navigate, still being able to place them. So the upcoming workshop that we're collabing with, at the team workshop, the ones that come, they will opt to get a resume at the end. That's part of it. They're already getting they're already creating the vision board on the vinyl, but they'll also be able to, if they opt to, have a session with Shana and get their resume created. Because I know a lot of them probably are in the process too of wanting to work. They want to be self-sufficient. Yeah, so we got to help them do it in a healthy way.
You definitely got to show them how to get some money. Yeah. Definitely got to show them how to get some money. That's what keep them off the street. But that's what put them in the streets a lot of times, though. And the wellness, that's a huge part, because it's a lot of traumatic things happening in these children's lives on a daily that we don't even see or know about, and they just come into the schools, and they need your attention. They just need your care a lot of times. Yeah. But first, they got to be able to care for themselves, though. So that wellness, that's so important.
Because if not, what happens is they go through life looking for other people to make them feel well.
Yeah, fast.
Instead of just knowing that I have the power to do this on my own, and now I can just coexist with people. Like I don't have to get attached to anybody.
Yeah, and that's the truth. They look for other people or other substances or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's true. So that's amazing what you're doing over there. You say you're doing that in Richmond. I'm sorry, you said you're not doing that in Richmond, but you're living in Richmond now.
Yes, I'm in Richmond as of now.
Okay, but the class we're hosting it in Norfolk at the store. When is the class?
So, for the nonprofit or the workshop?
I'm sorry, when is the workshop?
So the workshop will be here actually at Caremore Movers, starting in March. It's always the first Sunday in March, but we're virtual tomorrow, which is, you guys are going to see this after tomorrow, but Our virtual workshop is tomorrow from 10 to 12. It's always from 10 to 12. And we have a journaling prompt based on whatever chakra we're working in, a guided meditation with the chakra-based affirmations, and then we have a yoga flow that's like geared to it as well. So it's like it's a dope time. We always have a good time.
Okay, that's cool. That's dope. Okay. All right. So back to the meditation. So how I met you was through a guided meditation at the Alkebalan House, of course, and it was a cool vibe. It was very different. It was like being in church, and you was a preacher kind of. You was leading us just a different way spiritually, really though. And what got you into that lane that you wanted to? You already were doing meditation, but what made you want to decide to explore to teach others though?
I think it was when I was doing it with my roommate.
Okay.
Like we would be like in our garage, and I remember one time like I really felt. This is when I started really tapping in. Like I felt. It's like I left, like I felt myself leaving. She felt it. So like after we finished, cause we had the timer would go off, and she looked at me and she was like, "Sure, where'd you go?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I wasn't here." And she was like, So I knew that while I people could feel whatever was going on with me while I was meditating, and I've had dreams. I don't even know if I should be saying all this.
No, I taught that shit. Let them know.
But I've had dreams. I've had dreams since I was younger of me reaching like masses of people, but I've always seen it in different ways. I've seen me dancing in front of people. I've seen me speaking. So I thought it was life coach at first when I first started predominantly love, but like it was. But and then again, my foresight. I've always felt like I've had foresight. So it was like meditation kind of brought all of that together. This was a way for me to reach people, use my body. And still, because you've been in my meditation, so when we doing releasing, a lot of times while people are sharing, God will tell me to tell that person something. I told you something.
Yeah.
So like it brought everything together, and I was like, oh shit, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It was like a light bulb.
You found purpose through it.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So it was able to heal yourself with it.
Change my life.
Yeah, and now you're able to heal others with it.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how you found purpose, really. That's what we're here for. Hey, that's lit. That's amazing. Okay.
Speaking of finding purpose, you got to talk about finding purpose through art.
Well, but finding purpose through art. Of course, the class. We got a new class coming February 23rd. Sign your children up today. It's 1 day per week. Wednesdays, only Wednesdays, 1 hour. It's a 5-week class. Sign them up today. Find purpose through art. Go to our website for more information. But we're not here for me today.
No, but we just had to talk about that because we talking about nonprofit and these kids, and they need to know that that's there because you can get a book published.
You can.
Okay, shout out Kevin Brown.
Shout out Kevin Brown, self-published author, 7 published books. He did it on his own, did it by himself, and we're gonna teach the kids how to empower themselves and be able to take those traumatic moments and be able to deal and express themselves and be able to put it into a novel and make money from it. You feel me? It's all about finding self though. Find self first. Okay, so so that's amazing. So with all that you're doing, I've seen you have a book out as well.
Oh yeah, and
so
I don't know why I did not bring. So the book is the workshop is called the Self-Love Song. The book is also called the Self-Love Song. So I love music. And music is healing. Music is vibrational. That's why I love a good sound bath. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like sound bowls, but anyway. So the book is a 28-day devotional like guide / affirmation book. And so what it is every day there's affirmations based for that day. There's a journal prompt that basically asks you, okay, like what do you want to release? What's one thing you intend to like either work towards or let go? And then there's a breathing exercise. Essentially what you get in the workshop is like a way for you to do it at home. So then you do the breathing exercise, and then there's a space for you to actually like journal whatever comes to mind. I always tell anybody I do one-on-one sessions with, in the workshops, I provide journal workbook pages and pencils for our attendees because that journaling is a big part of it. A lot of the times when you start meditating, once you get past the anxiety and the anxiousness and the thoughts like that, like you will see things, you will feel things, you hear things, you start experiencing things. And it's very important that you write these things down because they always are significant later. If you hear people say all the time, like, the answers are within, like they really are, and it comes out in moments like that. So like when you keep a journal, you can always go back and fact check these things. You'll find like, like I'm living these experiences that I'm seeing, ahead of time. So the book is a way to journal to meditate, to affirm yourself, and to really heal through those things, like in a 28-day process. And then at the end of the book, there's over like 100 affirmations just to use, like, you know, for whatever. So that was like how I did my healing journey of meditation, and so that was my way of sharing it with the world.
And where can they find the book at?
You can find the book on Amazon right now. You just type in the self-love song, it'll pop up. Yeah, there will be a book release coming to be determined. I'm working on something right now. A book release coming. So, you guys might have to travel a bit though. It's looking like it might be in Maryland, but I'll let you know.
That's one of the first stop.
The first one. Okay. The first one. It's gonna be multiple, but if y'all fuck with me, like, I might need y'all to come to Maryland. But it's cool. Like, it's gonna be fun.
So, what was the process with writing that book though? Like, how did you put it together though? Because I've seen it and it has a different format to it though. Mm-hmm. So.
That's like how my journaling process was.
Okay.
So I would pray, I would meditate, and I would write. And so I would write, and then in the midst of me writing, affirmations would come to me. So then I would like write these affirmations over and over again. Like, I had like a mini notebook, and I would just write these affirmations like every day. And so I had a notebook for like what I was getting during prayer. I had a notebook for like my affirmations, and then I was meditating every morning. And so I had started I have another totally different book that I was writing that was not geared to this at all. So I was doing that, but I had got to like almost the end of it, and I couldn't finish it. And I was like, God, I got these 16 stories that I'm combining together. I got these journals of like just stuff that I get during prayer, and I got these affirmations in these books. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with all this? Like, I really feel like you keep telling me I'm supposed to do this book, and I'm not. Which one? Like, what do you like? I don't know where to put my energy right now.
Which direction?
Yeah, I felt like I was at a standstill. And then, well, I don't know. Like one day, I think I was like smoking. Like I was downstairs in my living room, and I was smoking a blunt. And someone was like, just combine it. Like just put it all together.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, that's it.
That simple.
Yeah. And so I compiled it together, and that's how it happened. And I was like, oh shit, this is kind of like what we do in the workshop. And that's how I was like, oh, the workshop is the self-love song. The book is the workbook. This is how you take it home with you. It's like light bulbs started going off, and then boom.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you have the book as well. Mm-hmm. And now you also have a podcast, correct?
Yes. Goddamn, Corbin.
You know, you gotta go into detail. You gotta let people know. You know, it's a lot going on, and you're able to express the same mission through all these platforms, though.
Yeah.
Through the meditation, it's a visual form. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then through the book, it's a written form. And then through the podcast, it's more of an audio form. So it's you're able to express and let people heal themselves through all forms. You putting it out there, and you living your best life through it. So you gotta let people see that. You know, talk that shit. Let them know. So tell them about your podcast, what it's called, where they can find you, and what it's about.
So the podcast is the Brown Skin Blueprint with my lovely freaking co-host Brittany Williams, y'all. That's my bitch.
Okay.
So yeah, I had to shout her out. Follow her rightfully so, Brittany. You know, plug. And follow Soul Out Yoga. That's my yogi. That's my babe that does yoga with me. So make sure y'all are following them. But I do have the podcast with Brittany, and we just talk about like real shit for real. Like anything that you probably consider taboo, stuff that people don't like to talk about. People don't like to be vulnerable about. That's what the fuck we talking about. Yeah. And that's why I appreciate my relationship with Brittany, because it's so raw. Like it get deep, and sometimes we have to take breaks from each other because it be too much. But I would not want to be podcasting with anybody else like with her.
Y'all got a nice connection.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. So make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna have Korb on there for season 3, which is about to launch soon. I'm still trying to figure out like which episode I feel like it's gonna be perfect, but I'm excited.
You know, just let me know. I'll pull up.
Yeah.
You know, we do our thing. Okay. All right. So, everything you got going on, you know, how do you take time? Well, we know how you take time for yourself. Okay. But how do you deal with the stresses of love life? You know, because of course we all got love life, but sometimes that is what can throw you off track, keep you on track, or be a distraction. You know. Yes. So how do you deal with your love life and everything you have going on?
I just try to like, I hate that this sounds so like businessy, but I really try to structure time with the people that I love, which just really is just me trying to be intentional. So if I say, that I care about so and so, or I want to spend time with so and so, like I literally like, okay, what Saturday this month are you free? Because I'm gonna make my business to come down and just spend this time with you. So I try to like, because that's important. You can't. I've done that. I have zoned out and tunnel vision and just blocked out anybody, everybody. And I can't, because I had a mission to fulfill, and I got very far. But then I told you just one there, nosedive. So I have to learn to balance things. So I have to like, the same way I get my planner out and write down these meetings and I gotta go here and travel here and do all this, I put love in there. Like, I want romance on this weekend, so I need to see this person. Or I want this on this weekend, so I need to see my homegirl, like whatever. So yeah, I have to make it a part of my life intentionally, like I do everything else.
Okay, so you put yourself first and then just schedule everything else around you.
Period.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a big thing though, because a lot of times, I mean, honestly, from a female, well, looking at it from a male perspective, I see females putting men first a lot of times though, and not putting themselves first and knowing their value and knowing what they can even create for themselves first though. Yeah. So that's a big thing.
And I've been in those shoes too, and I will say that attracting what I wanted came from putting myself first, and that is like, for any female watching or listening to this, putting yourself first is how you attract what you want. And you the prize. And you walk with your head held high. And they walk with you. Period. Like,
facts. Being that you are so secure with yourself, you understand how to basically, when you meet a man, you can basically just combine with what he has going on basically. Right. Would you say all right, you would be monogamous with a man, like you're into marriage, you believe it has to be like that, or would you say polygamy is okay when you're in a state of putting yourself first sometimes?
I think it's all dependent on your lifestyle.
Okay.
I think you can be in a monogamous relationship and it be beautiful.
Yeah. And
it work, and be happy. I think you can be in a polyamorous relationship and it work and be happy. Coming from a personal standpoint, with the life that I see before me, I could very much see me being in a poly situation. I'm actually very open to a situation like that. But it would have to be what I ideally see. If not, like, I'm totally okay with whatever life, spirit would have for me to live, even if it's like on some stuff like how I am now, like mostly independent. But I have connections or whatever. I'm really just open to what's for me. Like, I try not to shut myself off or limit myself in any way unless I feel like it's unhealthy or it's taking me down a path that I have worked myself out of. That's the only time, like, I'm going to inhibit myself in something. But if something can open me up in a different way or give me a different perspective on life, I'm damn sure going to, like, explore that. So, yeah. I think we're more naturally poly than monogamous, in my personal opinion. If you just think about the nature of being attracted to people in general, I think that we're naturally more poly. From ancestral wise, I feel like we started off poly. Monogamy was something that I feel like is an American thing. So yeah.
Okay. Now I definitely see your perspective on that. I agree myself as well. But to each his own with anybody, of course. Yeah. But now that's a wonderful point of view. So, with your type of perspective, would you say you have an open mind when it just comes to a lot of things in life? Did that come originally just through your journey of your self healing and just looking at things differently?
Yeah. I think I don't know if it was my dad or in school. I went to Tyler Park Elementary, and one thing they always would tell you, like, if you believe it, like, you can do it. Yeah. It's all in your mind. Like, I don't even remember exactly who it was. It might have been Miss Bradley at the time, but like, I honestly believed from the time I probably was like 4 years old that there's nothing that I can't do. Like, cause I believe I can do it. If I put my mind to it, I can do it.
Yes.
And so I feel like because I've always had that mindset, like, even in school, I probably tried everything there is in school. Like, play every sport. I was not gonna, like, limit myself in, because what if you love it?
Yeah, fact.
Might not. So it was like, that was my thing, and then it kept me out of the trauma and the turmoil that was going on in my home. So I feel like that's why my resilience is on a different level, because I just threw myself into everything, and then I held on to what I liked. Some of my siblings weren't so much open, so they was at home. and they had to experience what I could like basically like put under the rug for a while. So yeah.
Man, that takes a lot of confidence though, because it sounds like you've been living in your truth. So
yeah,
you always just going what makes you feel right. 'Cause a lot of times, even like you said, mentioned in school, people will be scared to do certain things because they think they might be judged or their friends might look at them crazy. But for you to say you just tried out everything, like I'm gonna just try it out. I might like this for myself. I don't care what anybody else think or what they might say. So that's amazing. You said did your parents raise you like that?
My dad instilled in me like whatsoever. Man, I think so. Was he? My dad instilled that in me. Like, and he always empowered me. Like, he always did. Like, no matter what. And I couldn't use words like can't. I couldn't say that around him. So, early on, it was nothing I wasn't even allowed to say the word. So, it never dawned in my mind that there was something I couldn't do. I don't say that.
Yeah.
So, like, now, like, my child's father, he be feeling like I be being strict, and I'm like, no, I don't want to hear him say it. I don't want to hear my son hear that say that word. That's strict. I don't give a. I mean, I get it, but if he doesn't use that word, he's not gonna believe that there's nothing he can do. Like, cause that's not in his psyche. Like, it's that deep for me.
You're not even putting it in his subconscious.
It's not there. It's not there. What you mean I can't? What the fuck is that?
What is that?
Yeah,
like, that's not even a word.
Right. Yeah. We don't say that word.
Yeah, facts though, because there's really power in words though.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't even understand that though, and the building it up of a child though as well. Though.
Exactly.
And
young,
early though.
Yeah.
Early, and even getting even deeper with it, you know, we are water-based beings, you know. Water has memory though, so those things we tell a child though, it absorbs into them. I mean, they remember that and they subconscious forever though. So you building them up or tearing them down, or the confidence that you putting into them, that's gonna last and be their foundation when they get older. Yeah, that's a big thing.
And I seen a post that said they stopped telling their child, "I'm so proud of you," because they grow up looking for validation.
Yeah.
You should be so proud of yourself.
So proud of yourself, yeah.
And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah,
I'm about to start saying that.
It's crazy because I tell my child, like, when she'll be like, yeah, Daddy, you see this and 30, see what I did? Like, yeah, do you like it?
Yeah.
Are you proud of yourself?
Exactly.
Like, yeah. Like, cause that's all that matter right there. It don't matter what nobody else think.
Exactly.
As long as you happy about it, then I'm cool. Yeah.
And I tell my son that, like, you know, but to say it in that way, to just straight switch it, I thought that's dope. Yeah. So yeah.
So you say you have a son, just one child?
Just one.
Okay. How old is your boy?
He's 9.
9.
Yep.
That's amazing. You want more children?
I do. I would like a daughter.
A daughter.
Yeah, but I'm open. Like, I'm open to whatever. If I'm not meant to have more, I'm not meant to have more. But I'm not opposed to it at all. And like, at one point I had toyed with the fact of like even adopting. Yeah. Like, cause I just love kids. I do.
Really?
Yeah.
You would adopt a child. That takes some bravery as well, though, to take on somebody else's child. Cause I'm not gonna lie, my kids be bad sometimes, and I don't want my own kids. So to be taking on somebody else's children, that's some bravery, because you don't know what it's coming with. It's like getting a stray dog. You don't know exactly their background.
But get me though, it would have to be something put on my heart. I'm not gonna say I would go walk into an agency.
Yeah.
But if I was in a situation doing what I do, I come across this stuff like this all the time. And there was a girl abandoned. Yeah. And I didn't work with this girl, and I got this bond with this girl, and Spirit said, take this girl in, and I'm able to go to an agency and get that. I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm open to, like, it gotta be some stuff like that. Like,
that's what's up.
Going through the state to do some shit, no.
Well, we need people like I said, there's some bravery, because everybody's not gonna do that. A lot of people are scared to do that, but you gotta be on.
But if you trust your intuition, ain't no reason to. Like, that's what I'm saying. My intuition has to tell me to do this. That whole trying to save people, those days are over. So don't think I'm out here just picking kids off the street. Because if my intuition they told me to pick this kid up, I'm gonna pick the kid up. Ain't coming to my house. I'm gonna take him somewhere. But the one, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna feed you. I'm gonna make sure you ain't on the street. But goddamn it, if Spirit ain't tell you that you mine, I'm not take you into that way. But that's how much I trust the God within me. So yeah.
Okay, no, that's powerful. So you listen to that inner God within you is very clear. When were you able to really notice that there was somebody or something guiding you on this journey though?
When I started meditating, for real, it was like something shifted. I didn't know it at the time. My taste for things just left. My desires started changing. Like, stuff just started shifting, and it was like, this shit doesn't gratify me no more. Like, this not doing it for me. So yeah.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's something about tapping into a sorry, to a different frequency where some of the materialistic things of this physical world is it leaves the presence of what it used to be though. Like it's not the same. Yeah. So I definitely understand. So you said going back to the meditation though, you mentioned sound bathing. What is sound bathing?
So I don't specialize in it. I have a sound bowl, so I don't like to try to explain what it is. But if you've ever seen like people who meditate or do yoga, a lot of times they'll have like either bronze, brass, or like these I don't know what the stone is, the white bowls, and basically it's using the vibrations to create sound and music. And the way you like if you've ever sat in a room with somebody who hits a sound bowl, you can literally kind of feel the vibrations coming off from the really good ones anyway. You can feel it like somebody walks around you and they're like, they use the stick to go around the bowl, like you can feel the vibrations, and vibrations heal you. Like that's how you tap into these chakras and get these frequencies going. That's why mantras and words are so powerful, because words are vibrational. So when you're saying these things over and over, you feel chemically yourself are changing while you're saying these things. Like energy is so powerful. So and that's the whole thing behind sound bathing. It's that energy of the vibrations that's healing as you send it out. And that's why music is so fucking powerful. That is why it can be either really, really helpful or really, really, really detrimental.
That's why they use the music majority to get those messages out.
Exactly, because it's such a healing element, and that's why my workshops and what I do is called the Self-Love Song. For that very reason. So yeah.
That's amazing. Music is definitely a form of therapy. I find myself dancing to music in the morning sometimes, you know, just to get myself first thing in the morning, just to get my day started though, and it just put me in a better mood. You know, of course, if I spark up too, that makes me even happier. You know, even better mood.
Okay, not to cut you off, I have to say something about that. So I used to be a get up, straight off, and meditate person. Yeah. But now, especially with the nature of the job that I work in, I get on and play like music, like upbeat music, and like you said, like dancing in the morning. I'm like, well, not before work, but on the weekends I had to do it. But doing that, because that keeps your mood good, and then I meditate when I get home from work. So like I shifted my schedule in before bed. So like that's really
about key. 3 times a day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what?
You said before work.
So I don't meditate before work anymore. I used to, but it would put me in such an emo state. Okay. So now, like you said, getting the music, the upbeat music, I put on upbeat music in the morning, and I dance and stuff in the morning. Okay. Then I go to work. I meditate when I get home. Okay. And that to me, it's a harmonious feeling. Okay. Yeah.
It's just vibrations going the whole time.
Yeah. That's cool. So it's like nice that works. I was like, oh shit, I found a cheat code. So
yeah, that's how you got to do it sometimes. Because I found myself as well getting into the habit of doing meditating every morning. It was like, man, I know eventually I'm not going to do this sometimes every morning. Because nothing I like is doing or having to do it habitually every day. So to say you were saying to just put the music there, I'm gonna do the music this morning just to get my vibration still going. I can still move a little bit, and then afterward just relax. I'm gonna go ahead and do the meditation there.
And it's a great come off from the day. Like especially take a shower first.
Take a shower first.
Just wash the day off, and then just like get on YouTube and type in like frequency music. Just put it on. I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever.
Yeah, no, that's definitely lit. It's definitely a vibe when you do it. When you do it by yourself, do it with somebody, whatever. It's definitely a vibe.
I want to do it for like, so like my ideal like relationship, right? Like we're gonna get on phone, we're gonna meditate together, right? Like I want to do that. Like it's so powerful when you like meditate with other people. Like you can the energy be like in like it's dope. It's dope.
No, I can only imagine. I can imagine because being in. And just the guided meditation workshops, just seeing how powerful it is when we in the masses like that.
That energy.
That energy is real though. So I can imagine being able to do it with a collective of people on a daily basis though. Yeah. Like imagine how your waves will just turn up, your energies just turn up on a daily. Like you're gonna stay on that high wavelength. Like so even when that negativity comes, it's gonna be harder to bring it down. That pendulum not swinging that same way.
That's right.
Yeah, bounce right off. Nah, that's good, guys. That's what it is. That's what they need to hear because we don't even know a lot of times how to have those good vibes. We're so caught up on this materialistic, fake world. None of this shit is real. The internet completely fake. Like, and we just so caught up on those things. We don't even know what real love is and how to really take care of ourselves and really care for anybody. Really, I mean, because you only show love on the internet most of the time. You don't even know how to communicate or really show love in real life a lot of times.
Exactly.
So it's like. to be able to show this self-love, what's the name, put in self-love song through the journaling, through the meditation, through the podcast, through everything. Like, that's amazing, and we need your energy out here, and you're a leader, you know, and it's your time to be able to step into that role, to be able to inspire and impact a community in the world that you haven't even seen, that you don't even know already. Like, you haven't even seen them, but it's that seed that you're putting into them right now. That's going to be a future that we need, because you see the world that we're in today, so you can only imagine how things will be in the future, though, especially with the advancement of technology. Technology is wonderful, but we already know, like, the abuse that comes with it.
Right.
And with our children, the fact with what you're doing with the children as well, to be able to put it into the children at an early age, you're assisting them, you're battling against everything else that's saying that we're going to lose. I mean, you know it's set up for us to lose anyway.
Exactly.
We got to get back to ourselves so we can understand ourselves, get back to knowing our powers, get back to knowing what we can really do out here, how we can really move without all this, what's the name, foo-foo stuff that they give us to think that's really empowering us. Yeah, so everything you're doing is wonderful and needed out here. We love you, and we appreciate you for that.
Great.
And we appreciate you for stopping by today on
Thank
the
you for
More Than
having
Expected
me.
show. You know, and nobody knows, but this is actually our second time shooting.
Yeah.
You know, the first time, everything went wrong with the cameras, the audio, you know, but we got it right this time. You know,
They ain't want y'all to have this knowledge, but we
they ain't want it. But you got anything else you want to share today?
No, I just want to kind of like, I've been doing this thing, y'all, while I'm giving people their flowers. So I just want to just really big up what you're doing, because it takes, it's a lot to take for a person to like implement self-care in general. People think that it's such this, and it feels luxurious when you find out like how to implement it in your life in your own way, but self-care is really hard to do in the world that we live in. Like, it just is. And especially when you're somebody who people pleases, who could people please or whatever, just because of the nature of the country. So for you to be young, for you to be black, for you to be a male, and just unashamed and uninhibited in the way that you like want to show up in this world, I think that is to be admired. And like, that's why I said it on the first recording that y'all would never see, but I say it now, like, anything Care More, I'm always gonna like support, like, regardless to the way the paths go or whatever, because it's pure. The intention and the heart is like definitely just from a place of like care and love, which is like the name is perfect, like the color, like, I saw what y'all did. I saw. So yeah, like, y'all stay tuned in. Like, y'all stay tapped in. Like, this is like, y'all need this. Like, don't shy away from what makes you feel uncomfortable, because you know you need to grow. Like, let yourself grow.
You gotta grow.
Because what you want is on the other side of that. And I'm gonna stop talking.
Right. But we love that everything you said is correct. I appreciate it. You know, and I said it's correct because I've been humble for a long time, but I have to shine to be the man that I know I am. Because I want everybody else to know that they are the man and the woman that they are as well, and they can shine just as bright or brighter.
Period.
Really, you know.
When you shine, they shine.
We appreciate you, like I said again, Shawana. You know, this More Than Expected. We here, we out, we gone, baby.